everybody. How's everybody doing? I hope you all enjoy a little bit of Elon Musk titties. While we wait. I don't know, his nipples are like sundials, so I figure you all needed help, like, telling the time that the stream was gonna start by just looking at the shadow of his nips. We're gonna get started here in just a bit, so sit back and relax for a minute. Just waiting for some more people to get into the room. If you haven't already, please like the live stream and share the live stream, and also make sure you're subscribed. Oh, hey, and let's get some snacks, or not some snacks. I'm reading what you're saying. Stop it. Let's get some purple demon faces in the chat, please. Some purple demon faces. We'll get to snacks. What time is it? It's time to look at Elon's nipples. Just for a minute until we wait for people to get in the stream. Okay, that was beautiful. Damn, I'm good. Okay, sorry. I had to check to see if my window was closed because I don't think my neighbors would appreciate me singing about Elon's nipples. Just saying. Just saying. I wonder what he's drinking there. Do you think it's whiskey? Alright, let's get this started. What the hell? Okay, anyways, hey everybody. I hope you enjoyed the intro. It is Friday night for a Friday night chat. And, one second. I'm really excited about tonight because I saw the best video I have seen in a long time. It was just so thrilling and like riveting and just cathartic. Like I was clutching my pearls the whole time and I was in complete shock. So if you were with us last week, last Friday, we had a sort of like a whole episode on Andrew Tate. And I went and reviewed the episode, and first of all, I feel like it was a little bit slow, but that's okay. But anyways, um, the best thing happened concerning Andrew Tate, and he just absolutely got owned by Reason. So we're going to go over that today. We're just going to carry it over, and then I'm going to talk about this lady called Ruby Frank, and she is this weird religious mom of like a lot of children. She and her husband had a YouTube channel uh, called Eight Passengers. It's not as popular anymore, and I think they discontinued it, but she's doing this weird other sort of thing that's like, it's almost like the same thing. It's just like this weird irrational person with like this website to sign up for their seminars and classes to learn from them, and she's just got a really weird sense of reasoning, and it's like fake reasoning, and I'll show you why. But anyways, before we get into that, let's go back to the music and chill. So hello, hey everybody, how's it going? My week, yeah, we didn't do any live stream on Monday. Unfortunately, I was really sick all of Sunday, and it carried into Monday. But I'm feeling much better now, and tonight, of course, I'm excited to live stream. And I have my shadow beverages for the evening. Tonight, usually I just drink like Coors, but tonight I got it's called Mind Haze, and it's something I like. I'm not promoting it or anything, I just like this drink. So it's a Mind Haze double IPA that I'm gonna be sipping slowly because it's more sharp. But I had to, because honestly, the whole video I saw with Andrew Tate the other day was amazing. He really just got nailed to the wall with reason, and in such a classy, fine, just like simple way. I mean, honestly, it's not hard to debate and reason with Andrew Tate, for obvious reasons, but it's just the fact that he was actually cornered in that like cathartic moment that I really, really would fantasize about but never actually see in real life. It's so rare to have those moments. So I'm really excited. Hey, Jewel Marsh, we got a moderator in the house. Thank you so much for coming, Jewel. Jewel says, I despise Andrew Tate. Yeah, well, you're gonna love today. Like, Andrew Tate gets just totally nailed to the wall with righteous reason, and it's just, and I don't mean righteous reason as in religious, like, it's just so beautiful. It's so simple. It's almost childlike and just so brilliant. You know how children are brilliant? Sometimes it's like that. So anyways, hello Joanna, hello Cassidy, hello Laura Lefleur. I know Cassie's in here. Hello Cassie, my friend. Zach Funk, Anticrisis, Alucard. I think that's how you say your name. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Hello Brian. Hello Starry Nebula, Tyler Ease. We got a lot of people here. That's cool. Yeah. Joanna, if I repeat you or I forget you, like, that does happen. So if I forget you, just, like, wave more. And if I repeat you twice, pretend that it's new. Pretend you didn't hear it already. Zero. Hey, Zero. I believe it was you who posted the video with the Andrew Tate. I did see it beforehand, but I believe it was you who posted it in our Mindful Monad Discord server. And I was like, shh, we're gonna watch it. Shush. Christina! Hey, Christina. I see Christina with the look balls to the side. But I'll tell you what, when I first saw this video, like, I just, like, I was just so, like, my heart was pounding. I'm just like, this is not real. Is this real? This is really happening. And it really went precisely how I wished it would go. It's so cathartic. And it's honestly a good example of how I feel like Hyperians should strive to delegate themselves when debating people. In fact, I definitely learned a lot of lessons, especially, like, how to just, like, not fucking get upset at stupid people. What is with these weird, like, naked bot people? It's so weird. These random, like, I wonder what it is, what setting I have, or what's happening for me to, like, get that. But that happened, I think, last week, just a little bit. Anyways, hello, Roberta, Laura, Joanna, everybody, hello, Heather, hello. Good to see you. Please like the video and please share it. Let's extend the outreach of Mindful Monad. I feel like I'm ready. I feel like I'm ready to really push it out there. I've been mostly into just doing live streams and commentary and just, like, reacting to stuff, and it feels more natural. I don't know, I just enjoy it more. I did also enjoy doing the more essay video type of things. I don't necessarily want to not do that. I just find myself really enjoying the live streams more. So that's what I'm just gonna enjoy myself and the live streaming and the commentary and all of that, because I find when I do that, I exercise, I don't know, my thinky parts, and then I go back and I review some of the live stream, and then I just take notes and I improve and just learn, or sort of try to teach myself how to deliver ideas and takes and points of view better. So I totally appreciate everybody. There's a bunch of you who have been with me since the get-go. I think I started dabbling in live streaming, not necessarily this style of live streaming, but just dabbling in live streaming on YouTube maybe 2 years, 3 years. I have not kept count. It's been over the pandemic, and since then I've just stopped keeping track of time. Oh, Dropbox, hello. I see somebody named Bridget, hello. And please like the video if you haven't. Smash the like from all your YouTube profiles. I know all of you have at least two. Anyways. Yeah, so Friday nights, I want you guys to start talking about what snacks and stuff you have. Obviously, tonight I like my Shadow beer. But I like to hear about people's snacks. I had some snacks. I just ate them, though. I had, Pringles chips. But I love food, I love eating, drinking, and being merry on Fridays. And judging people with reason. Alright, we got tamales. Roberta is refraining from snacks. That's also okay. Cassie has popcorn. I love popcorn. Bridget had wine and bread. How renaissance-y of you. How medieval of you. French toast with bacon for Tyler. What is it, breakfast over there? Jules like coffee is the only snack I need. Oh, and Joanna's drinking cappuccino. I can't have coffee this late. I'd be up all night. I like sleep. I like taking breaks from this holos. I don't know. We got cran apple and ginger ale. Joanna doesn't sleep. That's funny. That's not funny. Everybody get good sleep. Hey Morik, how's it going? Everybody's into coffee right now. I am so thrilled to, like, get to this video. Okay, like I said before, like, I've just been gushing over it. It's just, it's so perfect, okay. I think we're just gonna get into it, because I can't wait around anymore, and, okay, so last week, we went over, Andrew Tate. And Andrew Tate is this sort of, like, like, fighter who just got a bunch of money, and he just promotes this ridiculous philosophy of just being a hustler and being a G and just using women and treating women like property. And if you want to know more, you should go back and watch last week's stream. I actually watched, like I said, watched last week's stream. I didn't get to say all that I was planning to say, so I'm so happy we get to revisit it for a reason, like, not just like just to rehash it, but something incredible happened with it. This guy is ridiculous. Let's see, maybe go back. Andrew Tate. There's literally, like, advice from him, like, don't read because reading is stupid and it'll just, like, hold you back. And he has very misogynistic views about women. He doesn't even live in the US. He actually lives in Romania at the moment. And was actually sort of like what do you call it? Like there was police that actually like broke into his place to grab some woman that he was keeping there captive, and he's said things like how he likes living in Romania because the R word laws are less strict there. You know, the I want to say, like, I think you could say it at least once, like rape. Rape laws are more lax in Romania. Just pretty much an all time loser. I want to see if I can find, like, the reading one. Yeah.
Reading books is a very cheap way to, I guess, entertain. I wouldn't call it entertainment because my brain is far too advanced. I'm too smart to read. I'm not gonna sit there and go, smart people read. No. I need action. I need constant chaos in my life to feel content. I need to be driving a supercar and fucking fighting, fucking a bunch of hoes and champagne and going crazy. I can't just sit there, and the pirate on the boat. Like, it's for people with slow brains.
Okay, so like you want to think like, hey, that's fake. That's like somebody actually not. Um,
The sponsored
Wait, no,
Saturday
not
is brought to you
ASMR.
by
Sorry, I like ASMR.
Reading books.
Stop it. But no, like this is real. Like this guy is real. This is not satire. This he's not doing a shtick. He's not playing a character. This guy is for real. This is the way he thinks. He thinks he is so above and beyond. Like it's like the kid in the playground that or the kids in the playground that are like stupid or in your class that are stupid. And I don't know if you've experienced this before, and I'm not trying to like build myself up or anything, but it's like, you know, when you're like getting things more than other kids are more slow, but then they call you stupid because they don't understand you because you actually talk more adult like and understand things more. It's like this is what he reminds me of. So he has like this website. It's like Andrew Tate's like university, and he calls himself Cobra Tate sometimes. Yeah, Hustler University, which is literally like a pyramid scheme. So it's like you join his stuff.
Now is a good lesson in life for you. You need to learn how to actually make some money. And because I am so kind, I will actually teach you inside of Hustlers University.
Hustlers University.
Hustlers University.
Hustlers University.
Want to learn about Hustlers University? There's a bunch of rooms to go into, and those rooms have millions.
Oh yeah, he has fans. He has a platform. Like people actually like love him. So he has Hustlers University. You pay $50. You pay money, you go in, and you learn how to be a hustler. So pretty much you learn, and it's you learn how to be an asshole. Frankly, you learn how to swindle people, and you learn, and that's his thing. Whereas you know he teaches you how to make like money, and be a douchebag, and drive a Bugatti because he loves Bugattis and drinks sparkling water. Um, so that's Andrew Tate. Like he's insane, and he is absolutely 100% a misogynist, almost on like on a very like scary level. And also keep in mind that Jordan Peterson's daughter used to date him and thought highly of him. So, but anyways, I just if you want to go back and watch last week's like live stream, you should. But I want to get into like how he got his ass handed to him because he started spitting shit. He's got platform on Twitch now, which is like no, why? And he's got a lot of influence of like young men and just like even just guys in general. But that's like his thing, you know. He's very misogynistic man. Men are smart, women are dumb, women are property type of mentality. And women are bad at driving and shit like that. So the video yesterday, we have to get it to it. It's just, it's so amazing because rarely is he put up against somebody who's actually holding him accountable for the way he reasons. often when people platform him on their Twitch streams, when they invite him in and speak with them, they kind of entertain him by letting him go off, but it's like I don't feel like they're really sticking to their guns. Now, the one with like Dave Portnoy, that, I mean, he kind of, stood his ground a bit, but I don't really like Dave Portnoy, so that's another thing. But anyways, I want to go to this where he's up against Hassan. So Hassan is somebody I watch regularly, and never in my life would I think like I don't doubt that he would hold his own and be very calm and collected. But what really shocked me is that he actually got in a situation where he was able to have one-on-one with Andrew Tate. So throughout this whole video, and we don't need to watch like all of it. Maybe we'll skip through some of it, but through this video, Hassan keeps Andrew like at just like focus, like trying to keep him focused on a line of reasoning, and Andrew Tate tries so hard to take it a different direction, as in like totally losing his mind and being like, well, fuck you, you're just dumb. And it's just the way Hassan delivers reasoning and totally just pins him to the wall. It's just so perfect. And I think this is a really good example of talking with like a rational, just like dumb people. Hey, Susan, how's it going? So, anyways, let's watch this. Without further ado.
We're going to bring in another guest, though.
All right, peace, boys.
Son,
have fun.
Andrew,
Andrew, Andrew, I've seen some of your work as you're doing the rounds on Twitch here, and a lot of the things that you said that you've been called out on, specifically in regards to like women driving, as a matter of fact, are just generally untrue. There's no empirical evidence to back up those claims, which is why you resort to anecdotes quite frequently and say things like, oh, well, it's just common sense, right? But it's not technically common sense. It's just your personal opinion.
Completely. It's my personal opinion based on my personal biases of my life experience. Now, when I say these, yeah, exactly. And when I say these things, X amount of people agree with me and X amount of people disagree with me. That's fine, and that's the same of nearly any statement in the world.
Okay,
I can say the world is round, and there'll be a percentage of people who disagree with me. That's totally and utterly fine. I come on here and talk about my own personal experiences, and my experiences, men are better drivers than women. I'm not saying there's no good female drivers. I'm not saying a female can't.
No. You're misunderstanding what I'm saying. There is a truth, and then there is your own personal experiences backed by anecdotes, right? Or your own personal opinion backed by anecdotes from your own personal experiences. Now, your own personal experiences are oftentimes going to be incorrect and not close to the reality. That's why there's an entire field of statistical analysis. That's why.
Now, I love Hassan because like Andrew Tate is just a straight up punk. Like an absolute punk. And this whole time Hassan is just very like calm, collected, and just like sticking to the point. And I can see already like Andrew Tate starting to sweat because he wants so badly for people to just focus on the fact on it's not a fact. They want people to focus on his opinion that women are bad drivers just across the board. And it's this sort of like right-leaning style of like gaining attention when you just say those shocking things that people like to argue with just for the sheer sake of like getting conversation going, and it just does not happen.
Why we do empirical that's why we rely on empirical evidence when we're making decisions. Why? Because we all carry a bunch of personal biases, and when we analyze situations, we do not have enough scope to grasp the entirety of the situation. We cannot comprehend it with our human brains.
Bro, listen,
which is why when it comes to women driving, it's a funny point because the truth is different. The truth is the exact opposite.
No, listen. First things first, there's lies, there's damn lies, and there's statistics. I'm sure you've heard that from Mark Twain. That's the first thing. The second thing is that you're deriving.
You can massage numbers, but
you're deriving your truth from an internet study. That's fine. You can derive your truth from an internet study on a bunch of different things. The truth of life is the truth that you experience as an individual. That is the only truth that we all live within. You live.
No, the truth of life. Did you hear that? The truth of life is what we experience as an individual. Absolutely not. That's what in Hyperianism, we call a reality tunnel. It's just your whole individual perspective of reality in your life experience that isn't applicable to everybody. So it's ridiculous. And I just gotta say, like, Andrew Tate is the perfect example of what happens when you try to integrate your power self without doing any shadow work. Like, you have to essentially think about thinking when you do shadow work. You have to observe your thoughts and feelings and how they frame your perception of yourself and the world, and be aware of, like, your reality tunnel. If you do this, then you'll find that a lot of the thoughts and the feelings that you have about the world and yourself are, in a way, programmed into you without you thinking about it very much. You can tell that Andrew Tate does not really take a step back and look at the way he is thinking and where his thinking comes from. He hasn't examined any of his biases and where they come from. So his whole lifestyle and his business model is based on his shadow problem. Seriously. I mean, it's all about being a hustler. It's all about, like, using women. It's like, what happened to you, man? Like, what happened into your childhood? And last week we explored, like, how much he shows that he's got some shadow problems that aren't in check with his childhood, with his upbringing, with his mother, and his father not being there, and having a single mother. And the way he lives now with, like, making money and driving the Bugattis and things like that, it's all overcompensation led by his broken and just incomplete power self. It's a broken and incomplete power self. And it's to make up for the damage of all that unchecked shadow issue that is causing him pain or whatever. So please do shadow work. Please acknowledge the way that you think and, like, I don't know, like, consider, like, it may not be the best for you in the long run to start integrating your power self without doing some shadow work. And, yeah, please don't do that. Please don't integrate your power self and try to lead others, too, down the hole with you. So it's not pretty when you do that. It's not pretty when you do that shadow self stuff. You'll just be an asshole. Really, just straight up, like an asshole. Like, you'll be some weird, like, ritually asshole. Do you want me to show you Elon Musk's nipples again? I will.
Within your truths, I live within my truths, because these are the truths I've experienced as an individual. If certain things happen to you over and over and over and over and over again, but the truth on the internet says it's not true, that doesn't mean that your experiences are any less real. So if you to come here and say the internet says X, especially
your experiences can be real. You could be a statistical anomaly, as a matter of fact. You can be one of those people, but more often than not, more often than that.
Then I want to talk to you because I keep letting you talk and you're finishing your point and I'm trying to talk.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to. The fact that you're going on the internet, finding some study and saying that this is the truth, especially after the age of COVID and all the fucking truth we were told with that garbage, you want to sit here and say, oh,
that's such a weird thing. You're just so, because COVID happened and there is some conflation with what truth is, that means anybody who gets information off the internet is automatically, like, wrong? No, see the stupid reasoning here? Do you see the stupid reasoning? Light Remus, hey, how's it going? He says, why is Andrew shirtless? He's shirtless in everything. It's like he's just shirtless, smoking a cigar, wearing the sunglasses. Like, this is real. Like, I'm surprised he's actually not in a car garage, in his Bugatti garage. For his Bugatti.
internet said X. I'm sure the internet did. I'm talking about my personal experiences, and some people agree with me and some people do not. That is perfectly fine. Don't give a fuck if people agree with me or otherwise. People are listening to me and they're either agreeing with me or
I know, but you're still wrong, and that's the problem.
I disagree with you.
Do you want to be right, or do you want to keep speaking into a hug box where people agree with you? And
Prove
then,
to me I'm
you know,
wrong.
well, if you just completely devalue empirical evidence, actuarial sciences, the entirety of the insurance industry that relies on making these sorts of calculations to ensure that these quotes are as profitable as possible, which ends up charging men higher rates than women, as a statistical likelihood that men are more dangerous drivers than women across the board and get into more car accidents across the board. If you're going to look at all of that and say it doesn't matter because that does not correspond to my own personal experiences, then you're silly. You're being silly. You're being a silly person. If everyone thought like you did, right, we would have no scientific achievements on this planet. We would still be living inside of fucking caves. As much as I love Liver King personally, I don't think that that would be a good planet to live on. I'm pretty happy for, I don't know, all the medical achievements, all the scientific achievements that we have reached. And at the heart of all of that, all of those accomplishments lies an understanding of arriving at the truth through empirical evidence.
Now, I want to stop here and just say real quickly, because often in Hyperianism we talk about sort of like negatively about empirical evidence. And when we talk negatively about empirical evidence, it's only in the instance where it's trying to explain what reality is at its very like basic level. What is reality? Like, what is everything made of? Like, that's where we're like, you can't do that. You can't use stuff within the dream to find it, like, what it's made of. You have to look outside, and the only way you can do that is through mathematics. So I just want to clear that up. Like, empirical evidence in this instance, where it's totally necessary. I mean, we need the Holos tools to figure out what the Holos is doing. So yeah, this is where this is reasonable. We do need empirical evidence in many, many, many cases, just not when it tries to explain what reality is and what we are at our very core and just the life's purpose. Oh, hey, Rowan is here. What's up, dude? Rowan is my brother from another mother, yeah. Anyway, so back to Hassan.
You done?
Yeah.
Cool. In my personal experiences, all of the car crashes I've been involved in, all the times my car was hit, and all the negative experience I've had on the road, women were at fault. That is, now you can sit here and say the insurance claims say that. I never said the insurance claims don't say that. I'm saying that I am not comfortable with women driving because of my personal experience. Those are my personal experiences. You can drag up all the empirical evidence in the world you want to try and drag up. Anyone with a brain knows how that aids the world agendas anyway. I don't want to go too political on a stream that's going to get taken down. So I'm not.
There's nothing political about recognizing that you have personal biases. Like, literally nothing. I love how, like, he jumps from that to that.
I'm not saying that I can't find a female race car driver. I'm not saying that.
That's not what I'm saying either. I'm not talking about like statistical anomalies. I'm straight up talking about the overwhelming amount of evidence that suggests that women are more careful drivers than men. Okay? And therefore better drivers than men. You keep resorting back to your personal anecdotes. So let me walk you through this, right?
Oh, no.
Do you agree? Do you agree that
I love this. I love this so much. Okay, so here's where we get like very, I don't know, like elementary. Like, this is like children's stuff. Like, here's where Hassan like walks him like through the basic fucking like basic reasoning. This is where it gets really tight. Like, he really backs him into a corner here. This is amazing. This is mental fighting. This is exactly what needs to be done. And I just like the love, the calm and collected nature of Hassan is wonderful. Mwah. Love it.
human beings have biases?
Do me a favor.
Okay. But hey, I respected your time. Do you want to answer my question? Do you believe that human beings have biases?
Oh, absolutely. We're all biased.
Okay.
Completely.
Do you think that those biases might cloud your judgment?
It's not about clouding judgment.
Not just your personal not just your own personal judgment. Do you think our biases might cloud our personal judgment?
I think every single person on earth is biased and lives within a biased reality.
Absolutely. That's absolutely true. If you agree with me on both of those accounts, you understand that your anecdotes, your own personal accumulation of information, is going to be clouded by your own personal biases. So
Simple.
you're not going to be able to assess the information adequately in the same way that empirical evidence would. This is
My friend.
precisely why we look at data rather than make arguments around our... Wait, let me finish. Come on.
I understand
Yeah.
what you're saying.
This is precisely why we do that.
We went over the same point like 5 times here.
Everyone's saying kick you. You're long
Okay,
point.
you see how the other guys, like, you're going over the same point five times now. It's because Andrew Tate literally refuses to acknowledge it. It's so weird. He recognizes each component, but he doesn't add them up. And at this point, I swear he's doing it on purpose because he can't admit he's wrong. And I've made an episode on Monday Monad about that before, about people who just can't admit they're wrong. And I've described how finding out you're wrong about something doesn't have to be a revelation like oh, you're stupid. It's an opportunity to delight in new information. Like, it doesn't have to be a miserable process. You can feel dumb and silly, sure, fine, whatever, but like, you still like learn information. So it's just like, this guy can't fucking take it.
You're saying that the empirical evidence is saying X, so it doesn't matter what my personal experience is. That's fine. My point is, let me change it. Let's say that the empirical evidence says that a pit bull is more likely to bite you than a Dalmatian. But in your life experience, every time you went near a Dalmatian, it bit you, and a pit bull never did. Are you going to go up to a Dalmatian still completely and go, oh, it's fine, completely unbiased because the empirical evidence says X when you're covered in scars? No. You're going to say, Dalmatians bite me for some reason, and I'm not comfortable around Dalmatians. That's called human nature. Okay. So I'm telling you my personal experiences, and I don't care. I understand your point. God. Empirical evidence says X. Women in this country can do X. I completely get that. Secondly, it's also country by country because you're only talking about America because you're American and you don't see outside of the world. That's fine.
I'm Turkish, actually. I grew up in Turkey.
Oh,
that's not the point. That's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is I'm uncomfortable with a woman driving. And if you actually ask most women, if it gets late at night or it starts getting dark or it starts raining heavily or the parking gets difficult, they usually ask the man to drive themselves. I know many women who do that. I'm not offended by my assumption. I know loads of women who go, oh, I don't want to park, you park it. Loads. There's not a bad thing about it. Who gives a shit, right? It's not a big deal. You've come on here deciding you really want to stick up for the chicks and maybe, one of them will drive over to your house. It's cool. We've got better things to talk about.
I look, let's be real. I don't think I need to be a male feminist to be able to attract women, okay? However, having said that, that was a funny implication. Having said that,
right?
you are failing to recognize what I am trying to say. I walked you through these steps slowly but surely. The thing is, the Dalmatian example that you gave is great because you are creating now a hypothetical scenario in which you want your opponent to concede. I can do the exact same thing and say, well, in my personal experience, Dalmatians never bite, or pit bulls never bite, whichever one you thought was the more aggressive breed, right?
Yeah.
In my personal experience, what if in a million times that I have bred pit bulls or been around pit bulls, not a single one of them has ever been aggressive? We will never be able to arrive at a meaningful solution or a resolution to this conversation if we're both operating on personal anecdotes and hypotheticals. That is not how you can conduct an appropriate debate.
Good. So now you're saying the thing I just said. I have my own biases, my personal experiences.
Come on. He didn't say anything like that at all. No, he didn't say anything like that at all. Are you kidding me?
And I say them. Some people disagree and some people agree, and I don't care. You now come along.
But you're still wrong, though, because I'm not operating on biases when I talk about women driving. I'm talking about the empirical evidence. I might have personally thought women are worse at driving than men as well. But once you arrive at, once you look at the evidence and you realize that said evidence suggests something else, you're probably not going to continue believing the prior thing that you believed, right?
We went over the same point like 5 times, and I think we're just.
I know, but it's just weird because I can't I can't break through Andrew's.
I understand your point. You're saying that even if I thought
we're losing the girl.
No, exactly.
He doesn't understand at all.
He's saying even if I thought women were worse drivers, I've seen
either he doesn't truly understand or he understands perfectly. He just doesn't want to concede.
That's what he's
That's not what I'm asking you to do, my friend.
I'm sure you're double vaccinated. It all makes sense to me now. You believe what you're told to believe. You don't believe your own knowledge.
Oh, Lord.
And that's where you're going to sit here and talk about empirical evidence that you found on Google. Cool. If you believe everything that's on Google, that is your prerogative, my friend. And if you think that makes you sound smart in the modern world after the 3 years we've just been through, to say that I read a piece of paper that tells me to believe believe X, so I believe X, and I ignore my own personal experiences. And you think
I'm
that
not
makes
asking you to ignore your own personal experiences. I'm simply asking you to look at the data.
So let's change the subject because you've just proven your point.
Okay. Andrew,
now he's
do you
really
believe?
upset.
Well, I didn't.
You see how he just
you
fell
didn't really
apart?
prove anything, but it's cool.
You guys just
Do you
disagree
believe
on
the
it.
Earth is flat, or do you believe the Earth is spherical, round?
Oh Lord.
Aldi has his headphones on.
Yeah,
Oh, he took his headphones off.
He gets very stressed sometimes, and
Yeah,
takes his headphones off.
yeah, it's cool. It's important, Sometimes you can't take the heat.
So he's all
Sometimes you can't
stressed.
take the
He's
heat,
over
so you
there
gotta get out of
lighting
the
his,
kitchen a little
his cigar.
Andrew, do you believe the
Oh
Earth
my
is
God.
flat or round, spherical, globe?
Round.
You believe it's round, right? But when you walk outside, it feels like it's flat.
brother, and I
It looks flat, it feels flat, but you believe it's round. Why do you believe the Earth is round?
Because of
because
information
I have
you
personal
look
experience
up.
that would prove to me that the Earth is round.
Oh, you have personal experience. What happened? Did you go up to the fucking moon? Is that how you figured it out?
Exactly. I flew up into space and I looked down on Earth.
That's crazy. Okay, you don't have to. Hey, listen, you don't have to concede on that point, but I think you and I both understand the importance of scientific, the importance of empirical evidence in that one, right?
He's so pissed. He's so
science.
pissed.
There, and I thought, wow, this guy, wow, okay, he's gonna ruin the stream.
I love how, and you love like the first video I pulled up of Andrew Tate was saying like how he doesn't need to read, and he's so against like you can't just look up information, you can't just look that up, like okay, so I guess over it would take a bazillion lifetimes for you to like go over every item of fucking interest and just piece of information in the entire Holnos. You really do have to rely on the merit of people's study and work. Like, there is a degree to that. Like, we do, as Hyperians, listen to science. Like, when the pandemic happened and we, we listened to the science of things and we listened to the empirical data and evidence that would help us stay safe. Like, you can't rely on... You can, through the personal experience of studying things, like learn about viruses and vaccinations and stuff, but like it's like, are you gonna do astrology or not astrology, astronomy and like chemistry and like all that and like every fucking... It's like he wants to be knowledgeable about literally everything in the fucking universe. I'm sorry, like you're not gonna do that in a human body in one human lifetime. You do need experts. You do need reason. You do need people who understand things better than other people. Andrew Tate is not a good leader. And right now, he's looking like a child.
We had a hot chick. Now you're here.
Is that what you thought?
Just chill out. Like
It's
I
a
don't want to
little,
argue
wait,
about
so what's up? Is it a little bit more difficult when I'm not like the traditional like SJW looking person? Is that why it feels like the stream is a little bit more ruined?
No, it's not difficult. As a professional, I'll tell you the conversation we just had.
Yeah, dude,
as
you've
a
been kicked in the
professional.
face and stuff. Like I'm sure you can handle little old me.
Exactly. So I'll tell you as a professional the conversation we just had. I said I am biased and I don't believe women can drive. That's my personal experience. I don't care if anyone agrees.
Oh.
You came along and said,
That's not what
don't
he
interrupt
said.
me. You came along and said, no, that's not true because of the
Sons
evidence.
laugh.
I came and said, I don't care about the evidence, my personal experience. You said, I also have personal experiences and we're all biased. I agreed. Then you said, even if I had personal experiences that said X, I would ignore them because the internet told me to believe Y. I believe what I'm
That's
told.
not
do
what I
think-
said. I said
it's
that
over.
regardless of my own personal biases that I might have, evidence is still more important than my personal biases.
No, when you guys are both talking at once, you
And
can't
it's
hear anything.
boring, and you've lost, and it's boring. So let's just
Oh.
move on to the next subject.
Uh-huh.
because it's one-
See, it's the kids in the playground, the rude ass little fucking dumb dipshits that tell you that you're stupid and you're boring because, they don't understand you. Or they do, they don't want to. Like, I love how childish this is. This is a man-child.
Is that what happens? You just say I'm boring and I lost, and then you win. Is that what it is?
Do a poll in the chat. If you won, then we'll continue to talk it. But I'm
So
sure you've lost, and it's
amusing.
boring.
Okay.
And it's
Do you want me to leave the conversation that desperately, Andrew? It seems like you're running away a little bit.
No, we're just going in a never-ending circle. Like
Okay,
we're
yeah,
talking
we
about
can
the
move
same
on
thing
from
for
that.
5
We can
minutes.
move on from the importance of science and Andrew's personal biases. Andrew, can you tell me a little bit about the Hustlers University, whatever that is? Not in a
Oh, he went
promotional
there.
capacity. I know that like you're doing the rounds on Twitch, and I know that that's probably giving you a big boost. But I want to understand, because you are a businessman. I want to understand how you generate revenue. Is it okay to get this information for free, or do I have to pay $50 and then maybe get an affiliate link and get other people to also join so I can make a 10% cut off of them also joining Hustlers University?
You can find everything on the website, and you can join if you want more information. That's fine.
So you don't want to share this information for free right now. You don't want to educate me on that.
Oh my god.
I don't want to sit here and spend the next hour you trying to accuse me of some bullshit.
I'm not. I'm here to learn. Andrew, you are a brilliant mind. Maybe a little rattled, from the numerous concussions, but brilliant nonetheless. So I want to hear more about your business strategy, if possible.
It's actually quite interesting that people who are too scared to get in the ring try and make fun of people who have bravery to try and make fun of.
No,
them.
I do think it's very brave. I do think it's very brave.
Oh, all right. So let's not detract the bravery of men who do things you're afraid to do. That's the first thing.
No. You are absolutely incredibly brave. You still might have CTE, but you are incredibly brave. I appreciate it.
I mean, whatever. It's fine. The point I'm trying to make is, I know you want to.
You have to realize that I was watching this whole video yesterday. Like, first of all, when I first saw the title, like Hassan versus Andrew Tate, I thought like, oh, he's just doing like a funny thing, or like maybe it's like just like clickbait for something else. Like, but when I realized like it was an actual like discussion with Andrew Tate, like my heart was like pounding. I was watching this whole thing just like mouth covered, chest covered, clutching my pearls, just wheezing the whole time, because it's so amazing just like how well, like I mean, I would have never doubted Hassan like handling it like this. Like, I've seen him debate other people before. He keeps his cool well, but it's like I don't know how to keep my cool like that. Like, I get too much like emotion wrapped up into it, so it's like I want to learn how to be like this. Like this cool in a discussion like this, and just like right now it's just hilarious.
Here and talk about hate you and try and break it down, and you've prepared a bunch of notes, etc.
I have no notes whatsoever. I'm a dumbass. I don't know anything I'm talking about. I'm simply here to learn from you.
Yo, can we stop with the sarcastic shit and just have an actual
No,
conversation?
I'm literally, but that's the truth.
No, you're being so sarcastic though. Like, why are you being so sarcastic?
No.
I'm not. I'm literally.
Bro, you
Oh,
just said,
come
like,
on,
10
come on,
things
come on,
that
come
were
on, come on, come
Bro.
on. I'm asking questions.
Yeah,
Hassan,
you're being sarcastic. Like, listen.
Hassan, please. It's pretty clear that I was the better Hassan. So
Yeah, that's agreed. I agree with that one.
if,
That's for sure.
if you could just get out the call, maybe
Who's
it would
this
fix
guy?
the stream.
I think so. It's
Would you
boring,
guys,
man.
if you guys would like me to leave the call, I can do that. I don't want to
Hey,
be. I don't want to be rude.
I gotta get back to work.
I do not want to be rude, boys. This is your stream. Andrew, I'd love to talk to you in more detail if you'd like to. I hope that one day you can educate me on your revenue strategies. I mean, it does look a little bad though if you feel as though I should leave the call because you feel like I'm overpowering you a little bit.
You should stay on the call, but I think you should be more socially aware.
I
and
am.
understand-
Is
no,
that a
no,
bad
I'm-
question? Do you not educate thousands of young men about your business strategies? I want to know more.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
I want you to
this
be
is so
more
beautiful.
socially aware and understand that since you've joined the stream, everyone's begging for you to leave. The vibe's down.
No,
it's
I want
boring.
more.
It's late at night for me. I came here to have fun. You're being boring. No one thinks you're cool. No one thinks you're intelligent. No one thinks you're funny. And
I
you
don't
need
think
to-
I'm cool or intelligent. I just have questions and you're not answering them for some reason.
No, I don't
Why
have
are
to
we
answer-
Nobody
derailing?
thinks you're cool and you're
I don't have to
boring.
answer
What
your
the fuck
questions.
is this
You're not
argument?
the police. I don't have to answer
No,
anything.
no, not at all. No, I am not the UK police nor the Romanian one. I'm simply asking you questions about your business strategy, which you.
That's funny because he got raided by police in Romania for keeping somebody prisoner there, keeping a woman prisoner there against their will. Now, mind you, he has like cam houses in Romania, like, where he buys a house and then he just fills it full of like women and keeps them there and makes them do cam girl stuff and get money and then completely keeps the money for himself.
Which you literally educate people on. I just want to know how you fucking how you do growth and revenue. Why can't I be a hustler? I want to be a hustler like you. I want to be a top G, a top bloke, a proper bloke.
You can find out more on the website. I would like the stream to get fun again. If you want to discuss this,
You don't think
discuss
your
it-
educational content is fun for people to consume?
Oh,
I
this is
think
so
everyone's saying
amazing.
kick it.
This is
Read
so
the chat.
amazing.
You guys read the chat on your stream?
You want me to leave that bad? I'll. If you want me to leave that bad, I'll leave.
You're just being. I mean, listen. I'm just a messenger, but you're just kind of like being sarcastic, making.
I'm not.
shit
I'm
jokes,
literally
going
not.
in
I
circles.
promise.
You are being
I swear to
I mean,
in a way,
Allah
yeah,
that I want to
but
know.
no, that's the.
Wasn't sarcastic. Don't.
But Andrew Tate is just such a character. Like, he's so crazy. So, like, when you straight up legitimately ask about, like, his business ventures and, like, what he's doing, of course, it's, like, funny how Hassan sounds sarcastic, describing just very basic, like, things that Andrew Tate does. Like, it's like, yeah, of course it sounds sarcastic, and there's probably a little sarcasm in there, but it is, in all honesty, a good question. Like, how do I become a hustler? Like, what's your thing? Like, explain it to me real quick before I go.
You can't even convince me that
None
you were not
of
trying to be
what I
sarcastic.
have mentioned is sarcastic. I truly
So
would
what
like
you
to
said
know
earlier
more.
wasn't sarcastic.
85% kick. 85%. No one thinks you're funny or interesting or witty. Your little comebacks, no one's interested in them.
Your
You
little
haven't won anything.
comebacks.
It's okay. It's okay, Andrew. If you want, we can have a conversation again. We can have a conversation again in the future if you'd like. If you're brave enough, I guess.
HU has an affiliate program for some people if they want to affiliate, like everything else in the world. We have over 100,000 students making more than they invest each month. If they didn't make more than they invest, they wouldn't sign up. One of the most successful online educational platforms in history.
Are there multiple layers?
You can learn how to make some money yourself if you want to join and have more information. It's all on corporatate.com. You can find out yourself. If you're too cheap to pay $50, then you're broke. Nobody gives a shit what you think anyway. You've ruined the stream. Everyone wants you out of it. So either change tune and get with the program and be fun, or keep sitting here and talking sarcastic and really slowly and repeating yourself and talking about how you only believe what you see on the internet because no one really gives a fuck and it's boring. So let's move on to something fun. Let's get the tempo up. I've just told you about HU. We do have an affiliate program. You can find out more.
I just told you we hate
No,
you.
it is. So, okay. So it is a multi-level marketing scheme. Got it. I just wanted to figure out if it was truly a pyramid scheme. It would be inappropriate of me to assume that it's a pyramid scheme without having you explain it in such terms. But thank you. All right. Whatever you guys want to talk about, I'm game.
You're welcome to affiliate anytime you like, friend. There's no problem.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on because this dude he's lame, my friends. Let's
All
get
right,
the
yeah, Hassan, I appreciate you coming on. We're gonna bring in another guest though.
All right. Peace, boys.
Son,
have fun.
Thank
Andrew,
you for
I'm
coming
always open to talk to you, my friend, if you would like to.
We'll have another conversation at a different day.
Thank you, my friend.
Have a good night.
That was bullshit. I've never seen a man act so hysterical. I thought he was such a fucking big boy. What happened? That's crazy. What happened there? How are you gonna fucking talk so much shit and then cry like a baby? My man was in his fifis on that one. That was Andrew Tate. That's not good, brother.
Honestly, that was just so amazing. And honestly, I haven't really seen much of this aftertake of like Hassan.
How hard are they dick riding him on stream right now? Let's hear. Oh man, wasn't that guy so fucking boring, right?
And then he thinks he caught me somehow, but really he just killed the vibe. I would have loved to argue with him, but he was so boring.
I'm not trying to this is gonna come off extremely dick riding, bro. But like he had the same point 5 times in a row, bro.
No, man, it's boring.
Yeah, bro. I
had no clue what y'all were talking about. Like, I'm gonna be honest.
Bro, that is
the one guy, I have no clue what we're talking about. Really? It's so simple. It's just a simple explanation of like, hey, you can have a personal bias, but that's not going to change the reality of like the information of multiple people. Dude, come on, brother. That is so funny. That is dick riding, homie. That is what you're doing. God damn, dude. Slobbing on it, too. Now I know Andrew's never going to fucking talk to me, though, unfortunately. I think we definitely gassed that opportunity. I wish I had more of that, honestly. I would love to listen to more of that, but that was enough. That was so cathartic. It was so cathartic to see Andrew Tate drop out, and his last notes and commentary is like, well, this is just boring. This is just boring, and nobody likes him. Like, it's just amazing. Zero says we need to make Hassan Hyperion ASAP. Honestly, I don't think Hassan would be down with being a Hyperion, but I think I'm not endorsing Hassan as a Hyperion, but a lot of Hassan's takes on things are just extremely rational. And I enjoy his show. I watch a podcast with Hassan and Ethan Klein. It's called Leftovers. And this is where I go to just kind of get my political commentary. And let me just look it up real fast because it's actually really good. And the last episode was really interesting. They had a lot of good things to say about Roe versus Wade being overturned and things like that. I actually post new episodes of this podcast in our Discord server, which reminds me, if you have not liked this video, please like this video, subscribe to this channel. We're just gonna do live streaming and commentary and stuff, and roll with that. And then I have a Patreon, patreon.com/JanEricksonOfficial, where you can sign up and join our Discord server, where you can have more of a one-on-one conversation with me and send me links to stuff. Maybe I'll review it, maybe I won't, but either way, we'll have a discussion about it, or a word or two. So let me just get you, I just want to get this link for you guys real fast. So, yeah, Hassan is great. I like Hassan. Check out the Leftovers podcast. Here's the link right here. I like it. It's pretty much the closest thing to, like, I feel is not necessarily Hyperion politics, but just, like, a more reasonable outtake on politics and issues and things like that. So yeah, very fantastic. Like I said, this came on yesterday, and I was just clutching my chest the whole time. It was just so amazing. Never in a million years would I think like Hassan would actually be in the same freaking Zoom room as Andrew Tate. Like, Andrew Tate has been making his rounds and, like, being in a lot of people's, like, live streams and stuff lately, and it's so concerning because he just, like, spits his shit, and he always finds, like, I'm sorry, he finds the dumbest people. Like, it's so easy to surround yourself with people who think like you and just, like, have your personal biases confirmed, like, with everybody around you. So it very much seems like that's the reality. You can't do that. Like, you gotta surround yourself with people who are invested in reason, and sometimes reason is pointy and sharp, and it doesn't feel good. And I'm really disgusted by this uprise and this new trend of just personal truths. This is my truth, my truth, my truth. It's gross. I don't like it. We do have personal truths. I mean, I have a personal truth, this, that, and the other. I have personal biases. I have a reality tunnel. I have ways of perceiving myself in the world that aren't necessarily true, and I could drop it and maybe think about things different, but that's life. You know, you just, as a Hyperion, we constantly strive to examine ourselves, examine the world, examine our biases, examine our thoughts and where they come from, to change ourselves, do inner star actualization, and become the best versions of ourselves possible. So I want to talk about somebody next. I'll introduce you to a new character of the internet, and this is another person who is not being a character. They're not. She's she's the real deal, like Andrew Tate, only in a more like warped, strict mom way. So it's the mom of 8 Passengers. 8 Passengers is a YouTube channel, like a family channel, and she's a weird religious lady, and she's been under a lot of scrutiny for the way she treats her children. Part of the manosphere. The manosphere, that word, manosphere. I mean, I want to like it, but, like, I don't, because I just imagine, like, if I'm floating up into space, I have to bust through, like, a wall of dicks first. So, a layer of dicks just bouncing off me. Oh, Anticrisis says there's, like, Andrew Tate round 2. I'm gonna have to see that, like, after the stream. Maybe we'll follow up on that on Monday. Anyways, how's everybody doing? Did anybody switch up snacks? Let's turn on some music for just a little bit. We'll take a little rest. And in fact, I think I might need to pee. Mistress Angelica had a large block of cheese as a snack. I've done that. I was really eyeballing macaroni and cheese today, but I've actually been really good this week. I've been really good at refraining from all extra junk food and things, and I've been doing better workouts, like more hard workouts. So, like, this really is like a treat for me, the beer here. I've literally just been eating like eggs, tuna, and like chicken. Like, that's it. I mean, like, there's other stuff with it, like vegetables and things, but it's been like meat and vegetables. That's it. Like lean protein vegetables. Like, very, not bland, not like miserable, but just definitely void of the fun food, which is like the potato chips and the mayonnaise and the pizza and the mac and cheese and the snacks and the cookies and the bees churger. Yes, okay. I have to pee. Please talk about food more. Talk about food while I pee. No, we don't need that again. Stop it. I forgot to turn that off. Alright, that's all. So, let's see. We've got Christina has pancakes. I love pancakes. Sushi. Sushi and potato chips. My favorite lunch. How to use the tip jar? I don't know. Are you seeing an option? But if you want to tip me, tips are at Unless Susan's talking about something else, that's fine. But if you want to tip me, I really love tips. I need tips. I'm very grateful and thankful for tips. You can go to mindfulmonad.com, just mindfulmonad.com, and that's in there. mindfulmonad.com. That is my tipping page. All right, so let's move on. So this lady that we're going to move on to, kind of reminds me of my own mom in a little bit, but yeah, just put your no, not like a. You don't have to sign up for when you do the tip page and you put in your username. You just put in your YouTube username. So we got Ruby Frank. Ruby Frank is the mom of 8 Passengers. 8 Passengers is really popular, but it's also over at this point. It's a popular family YouTube channel. And some of the kids at this point have grown up and opted out of participating in their platform. And as well as 8 Passengers has been under a lot of scrutiny for their questionable parenting. And I mean like extremely questionable parenting. Methods of discipline such as literally taking away their beds and making them sleep directly on the floor. That sort of level of parenting. And more. And what bothers me about her is she's religious. Yeah, religion bothers me. Sorry, I don't like it. Sorry, it does no good. But anyways, I'm gonna just play a little bit of about the 8 Passengers family channel, especially just leading us into like about Ruby Frank from this channel called Spill Sesh. I like Spill Sesh. She puts together information very well and in such a way where you feel like you're, I don't know, it's very like dainty and feminine. I will say that. Like, I love it. I love Spill Sesh. She's very talented, very organized, and I like her content, and it feels like having a girls' slumber party and hearing the tea. Like, hearing the tea. Like, what's the tea, honey? Like, I come to Spill Sesh. Like, so we're just going to, like, watch a little bit of this. It's definitely not as long. It's only, like, 14 minutes. It's definitely not as long as the thing we watch with Hassan. And it's only, like 7:30 anyway, so we got plenty of time. So we're going to watch this so you guys can get, like, acquainted. And then, like, we're just going to talk about, like, a bunch of this. Because when I watch this, I'm like, there's some things about this lady where she is dabbling in a type of reasoning that is so conflated. And it makes me angry. It enrages me. And we're going to examine that with our righteous anger. So let's see what Spilly says. Spill it to us, Spilly. Hold on. Oh, shit. Let me turn up the mixer.
It's official. 8 Passengers is no longer. But that doesn't mean their children are in the clear and safe from the embarrassment this channel has caused them. In the last year, parents Ruby and Kevin have been called out for exploiting their children and sharing deeply personal elements of their life online for millions of people to see.
Dude, no joke. they had like a episode where it's like our daughter started her period, like here's how it went, like it's just like constantly exploiting your children, like for the it's like first day of school, like this is what happened, like exploiting every single solitary of your child's growth and development, like as a YouTube video and making money off of it. It's fucking disgusting. And it's what's sad is there's a lot of laws in like California and Los Angeles and things, you know, for Hollywood, like making movies and things of like regarding like putting children to work for entertainment. There's no laws, very, very little regulation for exploiting children and using them in YouTube videos because you could easily just say, well, it's just our family. We just do it. Like, but so many, there are a lot of fucking family channels where parents exploit their children for YouTube views. It sickens me. It really does. It just straight up sickens me anyways.
There's countless videos on the internet of people criticizing Ruby's parenting, especially for videos where she shared punishments like letting her kids be hungry, taking their beds away, sending one child to a wilderness behavioral camp. It's a lot, and it's frustrating and hard to watch. Due to the backlash Ruby and Kevin have received, they pulled back from their YouTube channel, and I discussed this a ton on my channel with you guys that they've stopped vlogging. And instead, the two have been participating in a parenting advice seminar. It's a page called Connections.
So I pulled up Connections and I was looking around the website. It looks, this Connections website looks just like the same kind of thing that Andrew Tate's website is, only it's like a different rhetoric. It's a different philosophy, but it's like the same principle, like pay us money to hear our wisdom of how you should live, and you know, you'll make it in life. And it's like these classes and things, and it's weird. It's just totally weird. I hate people who do this. I totally despise it. Like, don't. Like, it's one thing to be dumb. I will just say it. It's like one thing to have dumb ideas, and then it's another thing to try to sell them. Like, be irrational, fine, whatever. Go shit in your hand and smear it on the walls for all I care. But please don't try to sell that idea to other people.
Ruby and a woman named Jody also have a Facebook group called Moms of Truth. They do connections together. They make little videos on YouTube. They also post on Facebook this parenting advice. A lot of stuff from their Facebook page has recently also been exposed. A lot of people have been coming to them asking for help with their children or their family members. And it's just very clear where they stand on a lot of topics, and it doesn't sit right with people. And just because her kids are not in the videos of her parenting advice doesn't mean that it saved her children any sort of embarrassment, because she's continued to talk about her kids' lives further in these parenting advice videos, right, including videos of her crying on camera about the music her children have been exposed to in school.
Oh Lord.
You are introducing them to the world.
And people just feel like
that's such a weird fucking sentence to cry and say. You're introducing them to the world. Like, I want to know more of the context there. I haven't seen that exactly, but it's just like she's already hysterical just from that clip.
Embarrassing. Why are you doing that? They have been extremely vocal about their opinions about things and are constantly talking about principles of truth. That is something that is constantly talked about on their platforms.
And this is where this perked up an interest, is their thing where they're talking about like principles of like truth all the time. Oh, hi, John. John, have I said hello to you? And Wrath, hello. And so anyways, yes, this lady with her damn principles of truth. This is what piqued my interest, and I'm like, what is going on with this lady? I have to hear what she's saying, because if she's somebody like Andrew Tate, same thing, different shit, like, I want to know what's going on.
A lot of their advice has been criticized for being harsh, anti-LGBTQ+, cult-like, and just plain whack. As Ruby has gone deeper and deeper into this new social media path, she has grown farther apart from her own family. Her siblings have said that she separated herself from their once extremely close family, and she is the only sibling that has done this in her family, and she is saying that she's focusing on her kids and her husband and this advice group. A lot of people have speculated that this group is the reason why she separated herself from her family, because a lot of the advice that they give on their Facebook page is to not really be around people that don't actively seek out principles of truth. And if they are not seeking out principles of truth, then they probably don't need to be in your life. That's pretty much what they've been telling people.
That's weird culty behavior. And then what's very strange is like their idea of like the principles of truth. We're going to examine that here.
And that's why people believe she is not talking to her family anymore, because they are not going by these same rules of life that she has recently really gotten into. Because Ruby's always been strict as a parent, but recently her beliefs have really taken over. And I said in my last video about them that there was a clip of Ruby from a couple years ago where she says she never wants beliefs or anything like that to come between her and her kids and her family.
I just don't want to tear a relationship apart over it. I've seen members of families stop talking to each other for decades because they didn't agree on a value. And I just think that's so sad, and I don't ever want that to happen in my house. I want my children to always feel comfortable coming to me. If they grow up believing something different, I still want them to come to the dinner table, and I still want to, let's just talk. Let's just have a mother-son relationship or a mother-daughter relationship, whatever that looks like for you.
But now she's out here giving advice being like, if you don't want to go to church, then you're not welcome in this family. You're not welcome in this household. You can leave.
Living in this home, which I provide, this is my home, and we go to church on Sundays to give thanks for that. And if you choose not to, abide by the expectations of this household, then you are in effect saying, I don't want to be part of this household. And now
I remember these words as somebody who grew up religious in a religious household. I remember these kinds of words from my parents, and there's something about culty religions. They try to make the religion synonymous with family, and it's not, but they try to make it that way. So it's like, if you deny the religion, then you deny the family. Get out, fuck you. This is so damaging. This is not unifying at all in the slightest. So it's funny how she, on the one hand, previously she's like, well, I don't want beliefs to break up my family, and then here we go, like more modern day time, and she's like, well, if you live under my roof, you need to abide by what I believe in, and if you're not going to church, then you're deciding not to be a part of the family. That is such a sad absolute.
that would be your choice, and you are welcome to leave.
Which is not what she was saying in the beginning, that if you have different values, that's okay. Suddenly she doesn't believe those things anymore. Now this week, Ruby decided to take to her Instagram to share that she is no longer going to be using the 8 Passengers name. She has now changed her Instagram name to a Moms of Truth instead of 8 Passengers Ruby. She's also going to be focusing on this and not posting her kids.
So a lot of you are going, wait a minute, I thought this is 8 Passengers. How come the name changed?
She touches on why she's leaving 8 Passengers behind and addresses what other people have been saying about her in the recent years.
I have spent the last 2 years really thinking about what I wanted to do, the direction I wanted to take with my social media. And here's the reality. I have made my content around my children for years, and my children are getting older. Before you know it, in a handful of years, all of my children will be gone. And I have a real powerful message. And I started my vlog because I love mothers. I started the hashtag Mothers Are Powerful many years ago. And I have every year, I mean, just like most moms out there, I have grown in wisdom.
You know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing this didn't work out with my kids and a bunch of my, because there are some children of hers that refuse, just don't, the older kids that don't want anything to do with her anymore. It's like what I'm hearing is like, well, the kids won't love me, but other moms will, so I'll just go to them. Which is just incredibly like narcissistic and selfish. You know, isn't it interesting how irrational people that try to sell their ideas and just stay stubborn and stuff, and the rich elite and things like that, people in power, isn't it interesting how they're very selfish and narcissistic? And I don't mean to throw around the word narcissistic very lightly. I know that's a very like common thing to throw around these days, but I quite literally mean it. Like, people are sociopathic these days. It's just people that are just so self-centered. They don't think altruistically. They don't think in any capacity that concerns the whole planet. It's like, well, children didn't love me and worship me. Well, I'll just go to these moms that love me and worship me.
Wisdom I've learned, I have shifted and changed, and I have so much to offer other moms.
In this, she claims that in the last 2 years, her family has had a lot of healing because of principles. And she even admits that her family was very sick. And by that, sick, you know, not like actually ill. She means that there was an issue going on within the family.
Being a mother of 6 children for 20 years teaches a woman a lot. And I have been very aware of what has made our family sick. And I am also very aware of what has brought healing. And in the last 2 years, we've had a lot of healing. And that is what I want to share. It's all been done through principles.
And it's interesting that in the last 2 years that her beliefs have intensified, and her family, like her parents and her siblings, have been cut off from her life. So it's honestly just sad that this new way of life has taken her away from that she's seeing it as a miracle that her family is seeing like principles of truth, and they've got this sickness out of their life. Is she calling her family members like what was sick within her family? That's like a lot right there.
Yeah.
She then discusses child exploitation and says she's not going to share her family anymore like she was.
Now, I am very aware of people online who hate me, who would like to cancel me, who would like to see me either burn, as I have been told, or disappear off the face of the earth. And I'm not going anywhere. The world has very many people have accused me of exploiting my children, and then those very people have turned around and exploited my children.
No, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. It's like, that's not like double exposure. It's like, you put your children out there to begin with. It's you. You are the problem. What a weird adult person to just, like, not even take accountability for their own actions.
Can't post a picture or a story about my children without it being exploited. And so I am not going to share my children or family with the world anymore in that way. I'm going to be podcasting, sharing stories.
She says she's still going to tell stories about them, which we have all seen that even her just telling stories about her kids has led to tons of embarrassment. So with her whole Instagram changed, she went on to explain what exactly principles are, because people that have followed her might not know that she is.
Here's where I lost my shit, okay? Because you guys are wondering, like, okay, so who, like, this lady's like a weird parent, so what? Here's where I lose my shit with this lady. And these naked HD XYZ people, like, what the am I doing something wrong? Is it me? Anyways.
Taken this extreme change of path in life. It says, what are principles? We live in such a large world with so much to learn and comprehend that the human family likes to compartmentalize information for easier consumption. We spend so much of our time learning about the physical world that governs our eating, breathing, and immediate needs that often we neglect the principles that govern our emotional and relational world. Principles govern everything from photography, focus, aperture, light, speed, to taking a shower, water flow, direction, volume, pressure, drainage. When something goes awry, the solution is always found in a principle being neglected. Always. Relationships work inside principles too. This is wonderful news because that means we can go back to principles to heal those relationships. Honesty, responsibility, and humility are the fundamental building blocks of being connected to self and others. Hashtag moms are powerful. Hashtag moms of truth. Hashtag principles of truth. Hashtag choose joy. Hashtag create joy.
Do you see why I lost my shit? Do you see how conflated that little bit was? Do you see how freaking conflated that little bit was just there? Because, like, honestly, I can't even, like, wrap my head around it. This lady is not only just, like, a crazy mom, but she's got these strange ideas of, like, these principles of truth that she's literally selling and encouraging others to believe. And I went to her Instagram and I tried to, like, she's limited her comments, so, like, you can't really comment much on this. You can't challenge her at all. Like, this is somebody that I find is, like, dangerous because of her, like, wacky ideas.
I don't know how she's saying to, like, choose joy and create joy when she's, like, super not supportive of the LGBTQ plus community. Like, if you're gonna say that you want people to choose joy, then you should let people love who they love, but that's just me. Anyway, a longer explanation that followed all of this was her posting a ton more of underlined and circled things that have to do with principle of truth. Understanding the principles that govern our
Yeah, Zach Funk says principles are the new word for God. Essentially, for her, yeah. Check this out.
emotional welfare allow us the freedom to experience connection. Living principles of connection allow us to feel love, whole, needed and accepted, worthy and fulfilled. When we don't understand principles that govern relationships, it is to our detriment and others' detriment. Someone who does not understand and utilize these principles will inevitably experience self-doubt, anxiety, depression, fear, compulsivity, addiction, resentment, and anger.
So if you experience depression, then you're just denying principles of truth. This is this is making me feel like church all over again. It's like, if you're depressed, that's Satan getting to you. It's like, okay, well, fuck me, I guess I'm possessed.
That's right, because how could I forget? If you have anxiety or you're depressed, all you have to do is seek truth, guys. Come on now, seek that truth. Ruby's giving the best advice here. You guys know I'm kidding, right? Because, like, what the...
You see why I like Spill Sesh? I like Spill Sesh. She's I like her takes on things. She's very calm, collected, and she's like I think she's a very reasonable gal, and I like her too. I like her takes.
In relationships, there are also principles that are universal truths. These are not...
There are no universal truths to relationships. I'm sorry. And even then, the term universal truth can be very, I don't know, absolute truth, objective truth, these are terms I feel like are better. When you say universal truth, I feel like that's more sort of like new age sounding.
Not religious in origin, though often adopted and endorsed by religious sects. Principles are eternal and have been reality long before religions were formed. They are universal. The base principles that govern our relationships with ourselves and others are honest, responsible, and humble. Other principles build on top of these, such as meekness, gratitude, forgiveness, compassion, patience, modesty, charity service, and hard work. In the biology sphere, there are principles that govern life. These principles include reproduction, cellular regeneration, nutrition, photosynthesis, pollination, DNA, and gender. Understanding cellular
and gender. The biology sphere includes gender.
Composition,
right,
and life cycles allow us the freedom to produce life-engineered fruits and trees and foods. We gain life, growth, and regeneration and joy when we understand and live within these laws.
Great, then she can go live on a fucking fruit farm and grow fruit trees and harvest fruit and fucking throw fruit at her fucking everything and shove fruit up her ass.
In the mathematical world, there are principles of...
Here's where I just, like, almost vomited. Like, here's where I'm just like, no!
Trigonometry, calculus, algebra, arithmetic. Some of those principles would include the law of sine, the law of cosines, derivatives, and basic 2 + 2 = 4. Understanding these principles helps us as humans to calculate, predict, and live harmoniously with the universe.
If I didn't know the background of this lady, I swear this would almost be like something I would kind of like repost, but like just knowing like what's behind it makes me want to vomit. And there's nothing more that I hate than like having like fairly good points like thrown in the mix of other shit. Like, this lady believes in God. What the fuck is she talking about in the mathematical world?
In the physical world, there are principles of gravity, mass, force, acceleration, Newton's law, evaporation, condensation, refracting of light in a prism. These are laws that we as humans in the physical world are bound to. When we understand these universal laws, we can then use them to benefit others, ourselves, and others. When we don't understand them and we try to defy them, it is to our detriment. Principles are laws and truths that govern the universe.
She has like way too much emphasis on the term principles. Like, it's just so weird.
So guys, do you feel like you've seen the truth now that you guys know what it all means? It makes me sad because I used to watch Ellie and Jared's channel a really long time ago, and that is Ruby's sister and her husband. And I used to watch them before they even had kids because they had this whole channel where they were talking about their infertility journey, and well, they always shared how close their family was and that they were always getting together. They all lived relatively close to each other. They loved to like watch each other's kids and go on big family camping trips, and it just sucks that this is seemingly come between her and her family. And her family has been super open about it. They're on social media and they're talking about how, Kevin and Ruby have decided to pull away because of the beliefs. And if she's looking down on her parents because they don't believe in this, that's just so sad. Especially when she once didn't want anything like this to come between her family. So this whole thing sucks. I mean, I hope that she can...
It's funny how people are most concerned about their family falling apart are the people that end up causing the loss of their family. And I say this as somebody who I feel like has kind of done that in a way, and I've had to like learn from that mistake. Like, you just want something to like hold together like so much, like you're clinging to like relationships and people like so hard and trying to like govern and dictate what happens in it, that you just end up like losing them because it's just hard like that. You can't hold on to other monads like that. They have a right to their own freedom and their own will.
Rekindle things with her family again. I mean, as much as I don't believe in the things that she's believing or, support the things that she is preaching or posting of her family, at the end of the day, like, this family has been torn apart, and I really hope that they find their way back to each other. So that's what's going on with Ruby, 8 passengers.
God, her face. The whole, every one of her face.
I definitely want to know what you guys think in the comments below. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video.
Yay, Spilly. Okay, so I like Spilly. Spill Sesh. It follows Spill Sesh. I mean, you might not be into all, like, the things, but, like, some of the things she covers is, like, I think is really good. So, like, I looked up, like, these principles, and these drive me insane. Principles. Like, first of all, what is the strict definition of principles? Because I feel like, she's not using that how it's meant to be. Principle. A fundamental truth. Okay. Okay, yeah, so, like, you can take... There's See, that's what I thought. There's principles for everything. Even there's principles for God. There's principles for believing in God. There's principles for being religious. Like, and so it's just so weird to use the term principles. Principles are laws and truths that govern the universe. Okay, principles are laws and truths that back up certain beliefs. They don't govern the universe. The only thing that governs the universe is mathematics, ontological mathematics. This lady. There is the concept of, like, your truth, and then there's the absolute truth. This lady conflates personal truth, because this is personal truth. Her idea of principles is her own personal truth. It's not absolute truth. But so, like, this lady conflates her personal truth with absolute truth, actual absolute truth. And it comes out as absolute garbage. And it frankly bugs me how she leverages objective truths, like some little specks and flecks of objective truths, to platform her bullshit, to platform her beliefs. She will always be an instant loser against reason because she ultimately believes in God. She is religious and she clings to her own warped sense of morality and clings to that enough to throw her own kids under the bus. As we see, she's just like, well, children didn't work. I'm just going to focus on other moms who believe me instead. Ridiculous. The physical world. There are principles of gravity, mass, force, acceleration. Exactly. Humans in the physical world are bound too. I mean, we're in physical bodies that are kind of stuck here, but we can learn about this and break through it. So, in the mathematical world, the mathematical world governs the physical world, lady. And this just pisses me off because if nobody's like really well learned, if nobody's really educated about this kind of stuff, this terminology, the philosophy, physics, things like that, like, this seems smart, and it kind of reminds me of Jordan Peterson in the biology sphere. What's the so with Hyperianism, there would be no difference between this physical world and this world of biology. That's the same. And relationships, that's the same. That's all the holos. And principles that govern our emotional welfare, there are no principles that govern our emotional welfare. We could feel any way we want about anything, and it doesn't determine like how reality operates or what reality is. Whew. So, there's this like last thing I think I want to watch of her, and I think we should call it a night after that. So here's this.
Truth stands alone. Truth doesn't need to be proved. Truth just is. It's like the sun. The sun doesn't have to get allies to come around it and give it validation that it exists. It just exists. It doesn't need anybody to point it out. It's just there. It's just reality. It's very consistent. Let me tell you something about truth.
Please don't.
Truth doesn't need backing up. You know what does need backing up? Distortion. Because it's not reality. And so anyone who comes and says, where's your proof? That person is in distortion because they're trying to control. They're saying, I'm not going to believe you until I see proof. And it's like, well, you don't believe in reality? You need proof that reality exists? That's distorted. Distortion needs allies. Distortion needs their ego pet. Truth is not aggressive. Truth.
I'm sorry, I'm taking a moment for this to sink in because it's just so... You see what she's trying to peddle? Do you see how that sounds? To see what she's... I'll go through it. Let's listen to it again.
Truth stands. Truth stands alone. Truth doesn't need to be proved. Truth just is. It's like the sun. The sun doesn't have to get allies to come around it and give it validation that it exists. It just exists. It doesn't need anybody to point it out. It's just there. It's just reality. It's very consistent. Let me tell you something about truth. Truth doesn't need backing up. You know what does need backing up? Distortion. Because it's not reality.
What the fuck?
So anyone who comes and says, where's your proof? That person is in distortion because they're trying to control. They're saying, I'm not going to believe you until I see proof. And it's like, well, you don't believe in reality? You need proof that reality exists? That's distorted. Distortion needs allies. Distortion needs their ego pet. Truth is not aggressive. Truth stands alone. Truth doesn't need to be proved. Truth just is. It's like the sun. The sun doesn't have to get allies to come around it and give it validation that it exists. It just exists. It doesn't need anybody to point it out. It's just there. It's just reality. It's very consistent. Let me tell you something about truth. Truth doesn't need backing up. You know what does need backing up? Distortion, because it's not reality. And so anyone who comes and says, where's your proof? That person is in distortion because they're trying to control. They're saying, I'm not going to believe you until I see proof. And it's like, what? Well, you don't believe in reality? You need proof that reality exists? That's distorted. Distortion needs allies. Distortion needs their ego pet. Truth is not.
No. I can't listen to it anymore. I'm sorry. Truth is absolutely aggressive. Truth is absolutely aggressive. Truth is sharp, and it always comes with lots of knowledge to obtain. There's lots of knowledge to obtain in order to understand what is true. She makes it so convoluted, it makes me sick. Of course things need to be proved in order to be true. We prove that this world is an illusion through mathematics. We can't rely on common sense to tell us what reality is because senses are a part of reality. And the only language that can truly understand the foundation of reality is mathematics. Like the sun example is dumb. Okay, like you have a bright burning thing in the sky. Yes, we all experience the bright burning thing in the sky. But there is historically a tremendous amount of interpretation of what the sun actually is. And only through proof have we derived a conclusion that it is a burning ball of gas that is essential for us to live, and not some sort of deity to worship. Truth absolutely needs backing up. It needs reasoning. It needs to be reasoned through in order to determine whether it is true or not. If somebody claims something is true, it needs some reasoning. And as for the concept of distortion that she has, I swear she's literally saying that reasoning is distorted. If somebody is asking where the proof of a claim is, like if you're claiming this is this, if somebody is asking for proof of that, then they are reasoning. If the same person is saying they're not going to believe in whatever it is you're trying to say, then they are interested in absolute truth. They're interested in belief. Nobody needs to believe in absolute truth. It's not just there. Like, have you seen the world lately? Like, knowing what New Terra. Yeah, knowing what reality really is and what we really are is not common sense. That is just hanging in there. You know, it's not common sense. People don't just know what they are and what reality is. It's not just floating in the air. You have to look for it. The world is missing the memo. And yes, I do need proof that reality exists. That's the other dumb thing I hate. You don't need proof that reality exists because here we are. Yes, I do need proof that this exists because my dreams feel just as real. So is that real? You know, to believe that reality exists is to believe in your senses. Objective or absolute truth is not something that is believed in. It is known. You either know it or you don't. Senses, beliefs, and morals don't tell us what reality really is. Mathematics does. And again, this lady is a religious thinker. Armed with some knowledge of what reasoning could be, I feel like she is like Jordan Peterson in the way where she makes a word salad and runs around and around and around in circles and doesn't actually make any sense in the end. But if you're not, like, knowledgeable about some things, then she sounds smart, but really she's not. I mean, she literally arbitrarily talks about truth and principles like they're just in the air. But she doesn't exactly define them. and says they don't need backing up. I mean, she's fake reasoning. This is fake reasoning. This is fake reasoning. I'm calling it out, and it's so sad. And that's the truth. So, what's going on in chat? Sorry, I went on a rant.
Truth is not
No,
aggressive.
stop it! Stop!
Truth stands alone.
Stop. Okay, stop. Whew. Whew. Okay. Music. Anyways. Thank you so much, everybody who has come tonight. I really appreciate the attendance. Tonight was a juicy one. Let's see, let's fast forward. Oh, I like this one. Oh, I like this, yeah. Woot! But yeah, thank you so much for coming tonight. I really enjoyed tonight. And I love doing this kind of like material. I just love examining people and like when they try to act like they're good leaders of the world. That bothers me. And I want to do this more with like political figures and politicians and you know, rich elite people, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, things like that. I want to keep pursuing this sort of judgmental eye. So I hope you enjoy this. This is the direction I want to lean. Again, I do kind of like writing essay videos, but right now I'm not feeling it and I don't want to do it, and I'm not gonna do it. Please join us on Patreon. Patreon.com/JanEricksonOfficial. This is where you can get access to our Discord community. You can have more one-on-one time with me. You can send me links and stuff, and we can discuss things. And that. And also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. If you're just popping in, if you're new, please subscribe. We just do live streams and commentary and try to examine things with reason. But, and thank you so much to my patrons. God damn, you guys are amazing. I love you all, and I sincerely mean that. Like, you guys have just, like, I've had the same core of patrons for like years now. Like, you guys are through thick and thin, and I feel like things are getting juicy now. I love this. I love doing this. And thank you so much for sticking with me through the whole Hassan versus Tate debate. Like, I wasn't planning on covering Andrew Tate again this week, but like, that was so amazing. And from what I hear, there's a second part, so I'm really excited. Maybe we'll visit that on Monday. I don't know. Good night, everybody. Good night, Cassie. Good night, Light Remus. Good night, Hyperion Frequency. Everybody have a good weekend. Have a good weekend. Relax this weekend. I think I want to go hiking or something. I want to get out of the house tomorrow. Maybe do some yard work. I like yard work. I think that's fun. I know maybe people hate yard work, but I like yard work. I like pulling weeds and mowing the lawn. Have a good night, everybody. Have a good weekend. Have a good night, everybody. Have a good weekend. It's a 3-day weekend in Utah, yeah, but not here in California. Tropical storms all weekend here in Florida. Thank you so much, my precious monads. My mindful monads. Stay mindful all through the weekend. Girdle your loins. Keep your wits about you. Don't let the stupid people take your money. Okay, everybody, have a good night. Have a good weekend. Take care and stay awake. Stay alive out there, and I'll see you Monday. Okay? For sure, Monday. Okay? Alright. Where's my waving arm? This is a good waving arm. Okay. Let's see. And end. Bye, everybody.